So you will see that there are mainly two types of the teeth, like permanent teeth and the milk teeth. You will see that the milk teeth, the childrens below the age of the 8 year, they will have milk teeth, and these are also temporary teeth because they can be broken. After that, you will see that after the 8 years, there will be the permanent teeth, and these teeth are 32 in number, and they do not break. These are the permanent teeth. So you will see that the tongue is also, it is a muscular organ, and it helps to mix saliva in the food so that it may be pushes down into the esophagus. So you will see that there are the many taste organs which are present on the tongue, which will help us to detect the taste of the different kinds of the foods, like bitter, sour, salty, as you can see in the picture. So, esophagus, this is also known as the food pipe. You will see that the food which we eaten, after that it is pushed into the esophagus, which is your food pipe, and you will see that the food moves in a wave like motion, which is also called peristalsis in the esophagus, which is due to the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles of the esophagus. And you will see that in esophagus no digestion of the food will take place, and after esophagus you will see that the ultimately food will enters into the stomach. So you will see that in the picture shown, stomach is a J-shaped, thick-walled bag. You will see that it is the widest part of the alimentary canal, and you will see that the food after the esophagus enter into the stomach, and there is a acid present in the stomach also, HCl, which helps in the digestion food also. It will, you will see that there is also, and you will see that in stomach not the complete digestion but half digestion or partial digestion of the food takes place in the stomach, and complete digestion will take place in the small intestine. So you will see that after the stomach there is the small intestine. The food after the stomach enters into the small intestine, you will see that it is the coil like structure, gold structure, and you will see that it is 7 meter long in an adult human, and it is a coil tube, and it consists of the three parts like duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So after the small intestine, you will see that the food ultimately enters into the large intestine. So you will see that large intestine, it is a wider and shorter than the small intestine. It is about 1.5 meters. So nutrition in ruminants. So you will see that the ruminants are those animals who can digest the cellulose. Like in picture, you can see that this buffalo is also ruminants, because you see that human beings can't digest cellulose. Why we can't digest cellulose? Because you will see that our stomach do not contain the bacteria which can digest the cellulose, and you will see that in the stomach of these ruminants there are some bacteria or enzyme which can digest the cellulose. So that's why these are called ruminants. So you will see that the nutrition in the ruminants takes place in the two steps. You will see that the stomach is divided into the four parts. So first of all there will be rumen, and you can see that there is, this is the rumen. So after that you may see that there is the reticulum, and after that there is, this is your reticulum, and this is your abomasum, and after you will see that this abomasum is called the true stomach of the ruminant. So you will see that first of all the food is chewed and swallowed, then it goes into the mouth of the rumen. After that you will see that it enters the first chamber of the stomach, and here it may be acted upon by the bacteria, and these microorganisms digest the cellulose. So you will see that the half chewed food once again comes back up to the food, and these when during their relaxation time, so their leisure times, they once again chew the food and push that back, and you will see that now it enters into the second muscular chamber, that is your reticulum. Then you will see that from reticulum once again the food is sent back to the mouth and chewed again. So this chewing of cud is called rumination. That's why these animals are called ruminants, because they chew the food. So you can see cow, buffalo, and shape, all these are ruminating animals. You will see that after digestion and absorption, nutrients are absorbed, are taken to different parts of the body, and these cells oxidize the foods to release the energy. And you will see that ultimately it will enter into the abomasum. After that, you will see that the important nutrients will be absorbed and assimilated to different parts, and the waste or remain food is excreted through the by the process of the egestion out to the body in the form of the solid waste. Here you can see that this process shows the nutrition in the amoeba. Here you may see that the amoeba engulfs its food with the help of the pseudopodia. The pseudopodia, you will see that it has seen the food particle. Then what will happen? You will see that the pseudopodia takes its shape to engulf the food, as you can see in this step. And finally you will see that the food is engulfed into this. After that, this will form the food vacuole, and inside food vacuole, in this step you may see that there is the digestion taking place. After that, there is the assimilation of the food absorbed done, and finally you will see that the nutrients are the absorbed into the cell. After that, you will see that the removed or unwanted particles or the waste is removed out of the body like this by the process of the digestion. This is all about the nutrition in amoeba.